If you want to discover how to close in network marketing, then watch this video to the very end. I'm going to show you how you can convert all your prospects into recruits using a sales call. Because I'm Nana Kwesi Ajiman Prempe and you're watching Network Marketing Coach AJ Prems. Looking to get more recruits, customers, and build your team in network marketing? Then go to the Young Entrepreneurs Network Marketing course by hitting the link in the description, and we'll help you build your business using social media. Also, if you like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can keep gaining value from this channel. Now, I see majority of network marketers digging themselves into holes that they have no business, being in, and they find it very difficult to get themselves out of. For example, for majority of network marketers, their focus is to get their prospects within their closing call to feel like they have full knowledge about their business opportunity. They have full knowledge about their product, they have full knowledge about their compensation plan and all the incentives. And that's great to an extent because, of course, knowing the business, understanding the business is what's going to help you to scale, is what's going to help you to grow. However, if you're not able to make your customer feel confident in your ability to understand them, they're never going to say yes to you. You actually reduce your chances. For a customer or for a prospect, what they are looking for is somebody who gets them, somebody who understands them and knows them well enough to know what they are going through, to know how to deal with what they are going through so that they can come up with a solution. You understand? So that's who a customer is going to look for. If you are going to spend all your time talking about what you have to offer or talking about your knowledge about your systems, you don't actually spend enough time getting to understand what your customer is facing or what your prospect needs. And then when it's time to get them to close, you may have difficulty wrapping things up. Another issue is that most network marketers rather focus on being the one that answers questions within the closing call. So they give the customer the platform to ask all the questions that they have. Now, the issue with that is you don't have control over the conversation. And to be able to close, you want to make sure you're controlling every aspect because you are coming into this call with a plan. You have an end in sight. And what is your end? You want them to get to say yes. Now, you want to do everything possible to increase your chances of them saying yes, or even to get to that point where you even pop the question. Now, if you are focusing all your efforts on answering their questions, the conversation is either going to get way too long and too boring, and maybe even deviate from the angles that you can use to wrap the whole deal up or get them to answer your question whether they want to join up with the opportunity, or it's going to end before you get to the stage where you have to actually pop the question or get them to join the opportunity, and so you're going to lose. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to leave anything to chance. The best way to make sure that you succeed is to always have a plan and always follow that plan, and so that you don't have any surprises, there's no guesswork, and there's no relying on hope. You make sure that you win because you set everything in place. So you always have to control the conversation, which most network marketers don't do. Now, the final issue is that most network marketers package, the close as an opportunity to get their customer or their prospect to see that they are buying a product or they are joining a business. Now, if you package your close in this manner, a lot of people are not going to join, because people are not just going to join a business just because it's a great business. They're not going to join a business just because it pays or it makes people travel. They're not going to buy a product just because it works. No, they're going to join your business. They're going to buy your product because to that particular person, it solves the need that they have. It solves the exact problem that they're facing. It helps them achieve the exact dream that they have for their lives, for their family. It helps them prevent an exact future that they fear, an ideal or uncomfortable future that they would prefer that wouldn't happen. It helps them to prevent that future from happening. So these are the kind of things that is going to lead your customer to you and lead your customer to your business. And so unless you are not making all these mistakes within your business, sit back and stay tuned, because I'm going to make you a whole lot of money in the next leg of this video. Now, from the previous section, you can recall that two key things I mentioned were that, first of all, you have to control the conversation. If you are the one who is asking questions, then you can direct the conversation in the angle or in the direction that you prefer, and that will lead you to getting your yes. Now, the second thing was also to make sure that you understand exactly what your customer or your prospect is experiencing in terms of their challenges, their fears, or their dreams, because these are the things that will lead to people buying from you or joining your business. And if you are able to achieve these two things, you have a higher chance of getting a yes. Now, another reason why you want to make sure that you are the one asking questions is because when you ask questions, that means you're going to focus on making sure you understand the problem of your prospect. You're also going to make sure you understand how best they want to be helped. Because if you say you want to help somebody, you can't help them in the way you think is right. You help them in the way they like, because that way they don't get underwhelmed. That way they know they are getting exactly what they asked for. And then everybody is happy. Secondly, when people talk about their problems, when people talk about what they are facing, they are asked questions about them, then they get to realize how important the situation is. They get to realize how important it is for them to find a solution. So in a way, you are conscientizing the mind of your prospect to feel a greater need to get a solution. And since that's what you are going to provide at the end of the call, they are more ready and more likely to say yes to you. So that's a big reason why you ask questions. Now, what kind of questions do you ask under the first step, which would be to find the kind of problems or understand the kind of problems that your prospect is facing? Ideally, when you start the call, you want to make sure that you're asking them exactly what they are facing or what the situation is or how best you can help them. From there, you can find out more about the situation. So questions like how long they've been experiencing that situation, why they think they've been experiencing it, whether they've maybe tried other options or other angles or remedies to be able to solve or be able to come up with a different scenario, whether those remedies have worked or whether they haven't. Now, if they've worked, why do they think they worked? If they didn't work too, why do they think they didn't work? Of course, if it didn't work, that's more likely why they would be having the call with you in the first place. So most of the time they probably wouldn't have had that situation or those remedies work for them, or you find out that a lot of your prospects haven't actually even tried any remedies as well. But what this is doing, as I mentioned, is making the problem feel a lot more important for them. You can also ask them why they think they've not been able to get to their target or reach the achievements that they want to reach, why they feel it hasn't happened yet. You can ask them why it's important for them to solve this situation or to fix what they are facing. Why is it important for them to fix things now? That is a very critical question, because if it's important for your prospect or for your customer, they will pay. If it's not important, you might as well just thank them for their time and then end the call right there. Look, you're not desperate to just get anybody. You want to make sure that you are getting the best people as possible, people who are going to make sure that you are able to help them and you're also able to grow your business as well. So once you're asking these questions, you are getting them to feel a lot more uncomfortable and realize that, okay, I do have a big problem in my hands, and you're getting them prepared to be open for suggestions on how they can solve this problem. Now, from the next stage, you want to move on to how they want to be helped. Now, you can just go with a simple question like, what would be the kind of results that you would like to see or that will make you happy? You understand? Now, in such a way, you get your prospects to tell you exactly what they are looking for, the exact kind of targets that they've set for themselves that you would like to achieve. You can even set maybe a time period as to how long they would like to take. Maybe let's say in a year's time, what are the kind of results they would like to see within a year that will make them maybe very happy with their results. Once you're able to have this information, now you know exactly what to do. You don't have any confusion. You don't have anything left to chance. Right now, anything that you are going to do is going to focus on helping them achieve these goals. So if you deviate from them, then you know that you had the answers or you had the directives of what to do and you went in an opposite way. You also would know how best to please your prospect or your client. And that's what you want to do, because if you please them, they will always pay. Now, once you're able to achieve that as well, the next step for you could be to ask exactly why they would like to reach this target, or what it would mean for them if they're able to achieve these targets or achieve these goals. If you're able to ask your prospect this, they're able to also tell you exactly why it's important for them or what it would mean for them. Then you know exactly how important finding out this or achieving these targets are for your prospect as well, and you know how much you're going to do to achieve them. Because as I mentioned, the more important it is, the more they're going to put everything towards working to achieve that goal or to solve that problem. Now, as I mentioned before, the more your prospect believe that they're not just buying a product or joining a business, but they're actually getting or paying money to solve a problem that they have, paying money to achieve a goal or dream that they have, or paying money to prevent a fear that they have from happening, they are more likely to pay, because people only focus on what they benefit from, what is important to them. Nobody's just going to join a business because the business is good or the product is, they're not going to buy a product because the product is a great product. No, if they're going to do that, they're not going to be long-term recruits or long-term customers, because that motivation is not strong enough to keep them along for the ride. You want people who have a real need. And so, because you've asked all these questions, you have all the answers to their needs. You know exactly what is important to this prospect, what they are looking for. So you can use that to connect with the opportunity. So the aspect of the business that can help them, then you would link it with what they are looking for. You understand? So once you've gotten into this phase of the close, the second phase, you're going to use all the information that you've gotten before. So you're going to go along the lines of, from what I've gathered or from what you've told me so far, I understand that what you've been trying hasn't been working so far, and you like to try something different, or you would like to fix this. And they're probably going to say yes. And you're going to reply with, I can help you with that. Would you like to see how that works? And then from there, you can move ahead to offering them a little bit of value or a little bit of tips that can guide them. So what you do is you mention an aspect of the business that is linked, as I mentioned before, that is linked to what they are looking for. So maybe once you are able to join this business, we'll offer you this particular feature, or this particular feature would allow you to achieve your goal. Maybe in terms of all they're looking for is money to support their dreams, maybe to go further their education. So what you can say is, once you are able to join this business, you'll be able to make this amount that you're looking for. Probably maybe they need a fixed amount. Maybe, let's say a round figure of maybe $1,000. So if you're able to join this business within this period, you can make that $1,000 that will allow you to further your education. You understand? Or maybe there's always been their dream to travel to, let's say, Turkey. So you're going to go along the lines of, so if you're able to hit this incentive, you'll be able to achieve your dream of going to Turkey. So you understand? So with each problem or dream or challenge that your prospect has, you always link it with an aspect of the business that is relatable. If you can't find any link, then there's no way you're going to be able to convince that prospect to join, because they will not see how important it is to them. All they hear will be packages, all they hear is business, and all they hear is how you are gaining. They don't hear how they are benefiting, you understand? And no customer is going to be excited to join something that they don't see that they are benefiting, or they feel like the person who is selling to them is gaining more than they are. So once you mention that, you let them know the kind of link that you can offer them, or the kind of benefits that will be linked to their need. You can move along the lines of asking them whether they like how that sounds. If they say yes, oh yeah, I love how that sounds, what you're going to do next would be to ask them for their permission to speak more about the money. And at that stage, once you have your prospect's permission, then you can go into the packages. You can let them know what each package offers them. With mentioning packages, you always want to let your prospect know how much product or what are the features of that package, why that package costs that particular amount. You don't make the mistake of just mentioning, oh, this package costs this amount, and then you move on to the next aspect. No, let them know this package costs this amount. It contains these particular items within the package. And then you can even let them know exactly what they would gain from that particular package, why that particular package would be relevant to them. Maybe if they are able to, let's say if it's a product-based business, if they're able to buy that package and sell the products, you'll be able to make the money faster. That could be a particular benefit that you can use for your prospect. That is for maybe a prospect that's looking to make the money a little bit quicker. You understand? So always let them know what the package contains and let them know how it's going to help them. So once they understand everything, you are going to ask them which of the packages work best for them, or whether it sounds the business opportunity sounds like something they will be open to. And then you wait for the answer. Once you've mentioned everything, you want to make sure that they speak next, because you've done all that you can do to get them to say yes to your opportunity. And so at this stage, once your prospect is interested, they like everything that they hear and they are open to sign up, then you just let them know how to go about the whole process in terms of signing up and closing. And then from there, you can close the conversation, thank them for their time, and you're done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. Let me know what you learned in the comments, and subscribe to watch more videos like this. If you're looking for the ultimate guide to building your network marketing business using social media, hit the link in the description to access the Young Entrepreneurs Network Marketing course.